Hey guys, how's it going? It's been such a long time that I worked on a video, partially because I've been so busy at work and trying to juggle like work-life balance and other things, but it's life, right? But anyways, for today's video, we're gonna talk about this amazing Viltrox First Pro lens, the 75mm f1.2. This is, in my opinion, Viltrox's best prime lens ever released for the X mount. Best compression you'll ever need for portraits or anything really that you really need like a really up close, detailed, isolated shot of the subject. Not only it's great for portraits, but I've also used this for ceremonies, wedding ceremonies, because the fact that it has such a long reach, I don't need to be so up close to my clients when when they do their vows and speeches and whatnot in their wedding ceremony. It's crazy how this lens is at f1.2 and it's super sharp. I would probably say it's sharper than the Fujifilm 56mm Mark II at wide open at this price point. I believe Canadian wise, I think with tax is about $755, roughly around there. And this is a bargain. I honestly can't believe Viltrox's competitive pricing for this, for what it does. 75mm prime X mount. It has an aperture ring. The aperture ring feels so good just to rotate it and change the aperture. It has that nice click and sound and a bit of resistance, which I love. A little bit more resistant to the 56mm, but I think if I were to choose between the aperture feel and the resistance over the 75 versus Fuji's 56, I'd pick this, hands down. The fact that it's neat because it also has a autofocus and manual focus toggle, which is pretty nice, and the construction, it's high quality. I think it's metal. Yeah, I think it's actually metal. It is a little heavy, but I think in exchange for a fast prime lens and to be able to shoot this wide open and it's still sharp, oh, I can't complain. I've been using this lens with my XH2 and my XT-5, and based on my experience using this, I think for 4 or 5 months since it came out, I think it came out around December or even later than that. I know for a fact that it was announced in December. Autofocus paired with this lens and either the XH2 or the XT-5, it's pretty good. Arguably, I would say it's actually a little faster than the 56 f1.2 Mark II. So like I mentioned, the focus on this lens is really good for my XH2 and my XT5. I don't have a frame of reference if it's paired with the XH2S, but I can confidently say that it's probably a little bit better because of the fact that the XH2S is a stack sensor. So weight-wise, it is heavy because its build is all metal, I believe. It feels metal. I don't feel any plastic, anything like that, aside from the lens rear cap. But everything else feels good. It feels good on the hand. Of course, it's a little heavy, but just a trade-off. A lot of my experience using this lens and comparing it to Fuji's 56mm f1.2 Mark II. The reason why I'm comparing the two is the fact that Fuji doesn't have the equivalent 75mm from Viltrox. So this is the closest thing that I have to really compare to. I know people will say, oh, I could just maybe compare this with the Fuji's 90mm f1.2. But I feel like it's such a longer lens. I believe that's a 135 full frame equivalent. You guys can just fact check for me because I can't really do math in my head. I'm gonna showcase some of the photos I've taken with this lens that would include portraits and wedding ceremonies. So there you guys have it. This is an amazing third-party lens from Viltrox. It's amazing because for the price point, fast prime lens, sharp wide open, sharp, honestly it's just as sharp or a little sharper than the 56mm F1.2 from Fuji. And the glass is so nice too, to you know, look at. And the color renditions that comes out of this lens, it's great too. It's really hard not to recommend this to any Fujifilm owners out there. Please just order this online. It's a must-have lens in your camera bag, honestly. And I like to note that I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just giving you guys my experience, my amazing experience using this lens. Anyways guys, thank you so much for your support. Like if you like the video, subscribe for more content, you know, the usual YouTube outro. But yeah, cheers.